Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Red Valkyrie Presents. I'm, of course, Shae, the Red, in the final form of the very rushed cosplay that some of you saw earlier. And welcome to another
someone has their YouTube on.
Yep, who has YouTube on right now? In the final form of the very rushed cosplay that some of you saw earlier. And welcome to another
third round.
Yep, who has YouTube on right now? In the final form of the very rushed cosplay. There we go. Samjai!
You have YouTube in another tab open, so it's echoing the stream over and over and over again.
Echo.
You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, go ahead and unmute both of you. You guys are fine. Just making sure that we have that out and so we can actually talk. Look at Juliana just like, come on. Oh my goodness.
Red Valkyrieception.
That's what we do around here. All right, so we are super, super excited because we have the creative duo behind Automartyr back again for book 2, and holy shit.
Samjai's so scared to unmute.
Unmute, Samjai.
There you go. Okay.
Sorry.
It's fine. We love you and your boomer moments. They're wonderful.
They are.
That's exactly right. That's what we are. Stream. We are a shit show. That is what we aspire
to. It's not.
I mean, we wear it like it's a badge of honor. It literally is a badge on our jackets. Like, oh my gosh. Yes, Silver, wow. Best action comic from Singapore. This book, okay, just to be real, I watched this, I read this last night, and I say watch it because it was like an action movie. Like, every scene, everything that happened, I was like, this is like a comic of an action movie. Like, I could see everything playing out exactly as it's on the page, but like as if I was watching it on the big screen. It was so good. And it makes me really happy that I backed 2 and 3 because I really, really want to make sure that I have the full series of this with the way that first book ended off. I was so like, oh, no, I need to know what happens next.
Oh, thank you for your compliments.
Just speaking the truth at this point. So you guys did something a little bit different in that you've offered Automartyr 2 on the in-demand campaign that you already had going for Automartyr 1, just updated it to offer the new perks, correct?
Yeah, we did that.
We did that. So this is probably, is this the way that you're going to go forward for the rest of it, is just keep adding onto the in-demand store? Do you think that you might launch?
Right now we are 50-50 because the reason we did this is we're from Singapore. So the way the fee structure works with in-demand is a little, and Indiegogo is very different for us because we have to pay quite a lot of fees in terms of currency transfers and even taking out any form of financial transaction, right, with Indiegogo requires fees on our part, and it's high.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's different from the US where you guys can just, take it out and I don't think they charge like a bank fee.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So is it cheaper for you to leave it in demand then?
I think it is if we did like the long-term math for the six books, which is why we chose to do it in such a manner. But having said that, there are benefits of starting a new campaign as well. So for the next one, it's going to be we'll wait and see for it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I totally understand that. Like, it's something that we don't consider because it's not as much of an issue for us. But the fact that you guys end up, having to pay all these like crazy fees to that doesn't work great for you. So if that's the case, honestly, I just think that it's a change in marketing strategy for you, and for any of us who are trying to help promote it, making sure that people know, like, this is updated with the new books. There are updates to the campaign page for you to see new stuff. You guys are also coming out with the books very quickly, because I just got Automartyr 1. And I think that I literally, like, I got it, and then you guys hit me up and were like, yeah, we're thinking that we're just going to put it on the in-demand for 1, but put 2 on there. And then I went and checked, and I was like, holy shit, 2's already up. And I was like, and 3. So I was like, I'm just going to back all of them right now while I'm here.
I think that's one of the reasons why we decided not to start new campaigns as well, because we're very focused on the books themselves. So campaigns take a bit more time to pull together meaningfully. So we thought, rather than market it, we'd rather focus on the creative product. So this is why we chose this route as well. And in terms of the books coming up quickly, we that's actually our intention. So we want, when our friends in the US receive it, right, just a couple of weeks on, right, you're going to get like new material. So it the momentum keeps like going on, and you don't have to wait for like half a year or like 9 months for the next issue.
Yeah, and that's awesome and unbelievable, especially considering how good the art is and how good the storytelling is in this. Not having to wait to get the satisfaction of the next chapter is phenomenal, because you guys left off on a cliffhanger, and I was like, I went, son of a bitch. And then I started going through the campaign page, and I was like, oh, this is the next couple pages. I was like, yes, okay. So I like read it. It was like, okay, that'll hold me over until I get it in May. It'll be fine. Or June, I guess, is probably a little bit more accurate, considering you'll ship in May.
Yeah, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks. Correct.
Yeah.
To get to the US.
But I mean, still, that's very, very fast turnaround.
Plus, you're saving on shipping when you buy both.
Yeah, we reckon. So we thought, it would be better for our overseas, fans and friends to actually access the books rather than keep paying shipping.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, because I was like, oh yeah, I'll get 2 and 3, and if I have to wait a little bit until 3 comes out for me to get both of them, that's fine. If I get 1 and then the other one's just pre-ordered and I wait for that one, that's fine too. So you guys have a phenomenal book here, and anyone who hasn't already got on the bandwagon for Automartyr, do it now in the in-demand store when you can still get book 1, and then just go ahead and get the featured perks. So you got 2 and 3, and you'll be set for a little bit.
Yeah, shipping to the US is only $8 for both 2 and 3 total. So I just checked.
Yeah,
you get a set of nice stickers.
Oh, what are these?
Yep.
Yes.
Get 2 of this. So
very nice.
Kind of cool.
Okay, so where are we now on book 2? Because book 1 was kind of crazy with Blaksol having a hit on a target, and things did not go to plan, because if they did, then it wouldn't be an interesting book. And yes. I said I was going to gush about this backstage. I was going to wait a second, but I can't hold it in any longer. If you haven't read this book, there is some absolutely phenomenal attention to detail. My favorite scene was when Blaksol is trying to get codes that he was promised. And what ended up happening is the guy that he had stabbed in the back and was about to pull the knife out of was yelling at his men, like, why aren't you attacking? Like, what do I pay you for? Get him, kind of thing. And then as he leans down and says, yeah, give me the codes, you watch all of these guys, like, a head falls off, a body falls into 2. Like, it was that level of sliced up where their brain hasn't fully registered that they have just died, and their bodies take a second. And when I saw it, it was so amazing and so well done. I went back to see two panels when you see them all standing there, and I was like, was there indication that they were cut? And there was. And if you go back another page, you see when all of those cuts happen. But then when they're all standing around, you'll see a slight line or a slight line. And then the next thing you see is an entire body is falling off or a head is toppled forward. It was so well done. And it really added to that kind of intense, like, holy fuck, what is happening? It was phenomenal.
Everyone talk at once.
It's very cool. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words.
Well, thank you for a really good book. So that was kind of where we had left. What are we expecting in book 2 now for Blaksol?
Okay, so in book 2, Blaksol has just left the bar and he meets a new character, Skull. And so we discover a little bit more about Blaksol through Skull as well. So Skull is also a former 666, so Blaksol isn't the only one who survived the war. And with Skull, you see this relationship develop, right, between Skull and Blaksol. I mean, not develop, but you see more of them. And he's a contrast personality to Blaksol. And it's a bit of a love-hate relationship. So they're kind of like an old married couple. So they fight quite a bit. So they kind of not want to kill each other because there's only 2 of them left. Okay? But yet, there's this tension. And so together because they're on the run, the whole planet is chasing after them. So they explore, they take us to a different part of the Hive that we've not been to yet. And then over there, we meet new characters and new dangers that lurk. And also, through Skull, we know a little bit more about the Siege of Absalom, which is before the last war, the 666 fought before they were wiped out. So there's some insight to that. And there's also a bit of light shed on the Etna, and it gets more sinister, and the theme gets a little bit darker as well, because it starts questioning, it takes on the theme of how, people get into power, and it questions that system of faith, right, and hierarchy, okay? And so that's the serious part, but of course, it's going to be true to book 1. It's going to be action, a lot of action. So all the killer scenes that you see in book 1 with all the individual characters. So they're minor characters, but I think you can see that each character is crafted. And the kill techniques, I don't know, I think there's like 1,001 kill techniques. I lost count with how many people die in book 2.
That's awesome.
So the action does not stop, and it ends off it culminates in this scene that carries on to book 3. So it makes sense to do 2 and 3 at the same time. Because, can I go on to 3? Okay. Because in book 3, if you think the action is mad on book 2, right? The action is insane in book 3. Okay. I'm like, okay, we were doing it, and it's literally, wow, the fight scenes there are intense. And Somjai's done a really cool job with the graphic layout. So it not only looks good, so whatever you see in book 1, right, it's actually laid out in this really cool graphic artistic way, right, that's going to blow your mind. It's amazing. It's very, very cool. Yeah. And then, and then in book 3 as well, because after 3 books of Blaksol just kicking ass, right, we see a more personal side of him. So this is where I think we've injected a bit of, I would say, a day-to-day humor in it. We were trying, so right now we're working around that. But I think I'm enjoying it, so I think it's actually quite cool. So there'll be a brief respite between all that, right? And then we see Blaksol as like Mr. Blaksol, the human being. So I think that's quite cool as well. Yeah.
Instead of just some like crazy killer mercenary dude.
Yeah. So it's crazy, but you kind of feel for him because he just cannot get a break. He can't even have a sandwich. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So it's
Oh
it's
my
cool
goodness.
stuff. I'm excited.
Oh man, this was an amazing scene too, with all of this and the amount of bullets that went into this fat tub of lard. It's the only way to really describe him. And he's brutal. Like, you have the eye flying out and everything. I stared at this and was like, I'm so disgusted, but I can't look away because there's so much detail. But also, this guy's really gross, so I don't want to keep looking. It was so good. Oh my gosh. Wholeheartedly recommend. Automartyr book 1 was phenomenal, and I can't imagine. I just can't see you guys taking a negative turn. You know what I mean? Like, it started so strong. And in that very first page, the inside of the cover where you're like, here's how we're going to explain what this world is, and you have like all the details and stuff. I stared at that for probably 15 minutes, and I read comics very fast. I normally read a comic in like 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then I'll go back and look at art. I stared at that for like 15 to 20 minutes, just going like, oh, look, there's a water treatment plant down here, and oh, that's where all the mutants are, and oh, over here is this sector, and it's, oh, the rich live up here, and I was like, oh, this is so crazy. Like, all the little detail was so phenomenal. You can tell that you guys love this story and love this world, and it's so exciting because it shows in the work. It doesn't even have to show with Juliana being like, I have to tell 3, let me tell 3. Like, it shows because of the work that you've put into it. The lines, the layout, the storytelling is fantastic. It is just glorious.
So in book 2, we are also revealing some of the the roots of the 666. So so the different types of I would say genetically modified beings. So that we have actual classifications and all. It's really cool, and it's research. So the actual science actually backs this, even though it's kind of not really possible right now. So that's really cool stuff as well. So you get to see how like the 666 got put together in the past, and what kind of what they stand for. So that would be in book 2 as well.
Oh, that's awesome. My goodness. I can't get over like the character design, like you were saying, all of the individual characters and everything that they've got, like their own personalities and everything they got going on. The initial bar scene. I'm sorry, so I'm trying to think that you're feeding back again.
I muted him again. Is it him?
Oh, it isn't him.
Oh.
Weird.
Let's try Juliana.
Let's see. How is it Juliana?
Ha!
We can't hear you, Juliana. I muted you.
You have to unmute yourself.
There we go.
I don't know how you got feedback. That was crazy. Look at Alex Sonja's like, I have been vindicated. But yeah, like that initial bar scene where it's a bar full of people that are just like chomping at the bit to fight him, and you start seeing people that are like, yeah, I don't know, I think my money's on that guy. Ribbons of shame. We're not doing the ribbons of shame. But yeah, it's you had one person who's saying like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that my money is on him. The other one's like, did you see how quick he took out those other guys? Like, I don't want any of this. Some other guys are bartering over who gets his gear, and you're like you guys are insane. This is so crazy. Blaksol's like probably one of my favorites because he's almost OP. Like, he's just so good at what he does. Oh my goodness. All right, so what?
I think Juliana looked like she wanted to say something, then she realized that she was still muted.
It's fine. Unmute yourself, woman. This is an interview show.
I was like, whoa.
Like, no, it's fine. No, it isn't. It literally, I need you to talk in order for this show to work.
Yeah, Somjai. Yeah. Somjai is like, oh, this is an interview show.
No, he thought he was just reacting, you know, just facial expressions.
Somjai, do you want to say anything, you know, rather than
Well, actually, this new character, Skull, he made his first appearance in book 1. If you look at the certain pages carefully, he's already there observing Blaksol's fight with the Ethnog on the highway. So
Oh, now I have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and look now. Look at you giving me all of the like, oh, there's Easter eggs. I'm like, I'll go check.
I mean, in book 1 he didn't take the spotlight, but he's just featured as a observer. We didn't know whether we wanna. Oh yeah, that's it. That's him on the signage.
Oh, I was wondering who that was. Now I remember what you're saying. What is that? Yes,
Look in the picture.
I see.
I randomly picked that picture.
Oh my gosh! I was like, "Why are we? What's happening? We're not starting over."
Start over.
Oh, Silver. Okay, so Silver Ogre, he's one of our members. We were talking about how we needed to make sure that we sat down and read the book, both of us. And this is what he comes back with. I usually take an hour to slowly read a comic book, but issue 1 just sucked me in. I couldn't stop or slow down. Finished in 15 minutes, and it felt like I just got out of an 80s action film. That is awesome, and I wholeheartedly agree. It's exactly what it felt like for me, too.
And
I don't
Samjai, who is here in spirit, agrees.
Yes, he will agree in 1 second. Hi, Somjai. Welcome back.
I sorry, clicked on the wrong button.
Did you refresh?
Yeah.
It's okay. It happens a lot. But yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with Silver. It's very hard to read this slowly, but there's a lot of desire to go back because there's so much detail and everything. Like I stared at a lot of the group scenes where you have like him walking through the alleyway and you just have all the degenerates in the background and stuff. And I was picking out details of certain characters, and in the bar in Gehenna, you see, you know, there's like the little dancers, erotic dancers and everything in the background. I was like at them like, oh my gosh, I didn't notice that these were here before. And like looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, okay. Like everything's about to throw down and they're all just like up on their little platforms. Like, you know, I get paid either way. I'm just going to go over here. Maybe someone who doesn't want to fight will throw some money at me.
Exactly.
Maybe someone will die and I can loot their pockets. Like, I'll just keep doing my thing.
Actually, I'm glad you mentioned this. When we set out to make the artwork and for this comic, we wanted, you know, for readers to you know, every time they reread this book, there's always something new to see, a new detail to spot. It's what we plan to, what we hope to achieve, and I'm glad you're saying this, and it's like, yes, mission accomplished.
And the
I'm so
thing
glad
is,
you mentioned it.
all of the detail that you put into this is insane. Like the fact that this seedy little strip club is called Gehenna. Like for anyone who doesn't know, that's Hebrew. That's Hebrew for hell. Like it's so fitting because all of the degenerates and the terrible people of this like underbelly go hang out at Gehenna. They're literally damned. Like it's amazing. I lost my mind over that. I've lost my mind so many times over so many of these details because it's so thoughtfully done. And this is for anybody who's like, oh, you know, indie comics are at a bar, right? Everyone's kind of putting, people are learning and you're growing and you're trying to tell a good story and have some good artwork. And whatever that bar is that you've set for indie comics in your head, Automartyr far surpasses that bar. This is pro level work. This is from people who actually care about their story and who want you to be just as excited and immersed in their world as they have been for years, because that's exactly what I get out of this from you guys. And it's insane to me that you're like, oh yeah, this is our first go at comics. I'm like, what? No, it isn't. Like, you're full of shit. You have to be. This is way too good and way too pro to be your first run.
Thank you very much. So I'm speechless. Yeah.
It's just
it really is. I mean, it really is our first foray into comics. I mean, I've been reading comics for many years, but yeah, this is our first stab at making.
Well, I think that this is where you're supposed to be. For real. I think that this is something that you guys this should be your calling. And I'm going to say this right now. That number is abysmally low. That is so unfairly low for the quality that you get in this book. That number actually pisses me off. You guys should be so much higher than that. I'm going to make sure that I don't stop gushing about how much I've loved this so far, because I want you guys to see that success, because I want you to keep on making these books. I really genuinely do. I will be so sad if you guys stopped writing and stopped drawing and stopped creating these books, because you guys have given me an entirely new world to go into, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So now that I've gushed excessively and everyone's probably like, holy shit, Shae, shut up. Let's talk about the featured tier that you guys have that is, Leona, did I make you tear up?
Yeah.
Oh, sweetie. This isn't anything me blowing smoke up anyone's ass. I don't normally do a review of the book that I read for the first book while we have you on for the next one. But the thing is this was too good to not say something right now. It was just too good. All right, I'm gonna let you guys talk.
Yeah, this is I mean, this is really nice for us to hear, because generally what we do is we sit in a room for 12 hours, creating the stuff. Yeah. And the thing is, we were in the market, we're in Singapore, and doing this from here is incredibly challenging, because it's not a very supportive place or a great place for work like that. So there are, I don't know how to explain this without getting into trouble. But yeah, it's a great place we live in, but creatively it comes with a lot of challenges. Yeah. Which is why we decided that we're just gonna go for, like through Indiegogo, because as independents, this is the only way we know how to, we think it's the best way to reach out to an audience outside of Singapore. And so to see even, I mean, you mentioned that the numbers were low just now, but for a group of people from overseas who don't know who we are, to actually show support and back us, we feel we're very grateful for that. So it's really, really nice to hear, because back home, the support is very different. In fact, I think maybe because it's the way our society is built, it's very economically driven, and the focus is very, very different. So in fact, when you tell people that you're going to do a comic, everyone thinks you're insane. Everyone thinks, it's because of a myriad reasons, but it's largely negative. So no one actually thinks that positively or something like that. And even if they do, it's different compared to the support we get from overseas friends, where you can feel that it's genuine, and it's really, really cool for us, and it makes us feel that, spending 12, 16 hours a day doing this is really worth it.
Well, I can understand that coming from a YouTube side of things, because I go and work, and then I come here, and then we do crazy stuff like this, and we end up paying a good amount out of our pocket to do so, and I wouldn't stop doing it. There's no way. Like, and it's a very similar thing. You say that you're gonna have a YouTube channel and you're hoping to make money off of it, and like my mom was like, I mean, can you though? I was like, yeah, it's just it's gonna take a lot of work and a lot of time, and then I started telling her, I was like, hey mom, we started getting paid, and she's like, yeah, how much you get? And I was like $20. And she was just like, oh, that's nice. And she's like, how much did you spend on cosplays? I was like, we're not talking about it. But I understand once you have somebody say, I love what you do, I love your show, I love your comic, you guys are awesome, it hits you differently where you go, you know what, I wouldn't trade this for anything. And I'm not saying your numbers are low because I don't think that you guys have done well. I think that your numbers are low because people don't know about it. And that is not okay, because that is our realm. That's what we do. Lloyd Burton has his question for you. So where is a perk for all 3 installments?
Okay, so if you click on either 2 or 3 or 1, there is an add-on. So if you click on 1, you can add on 2 or 3, and if you click on 2 and 3, you can add on 1. So it's in the checkout.
Perfect. So there you go. You can still get book 1. I would highly recommend getting that featured perk, that featured tier. So with this, here is my question for you. Are we waiting until you're done with book 3 for this one to ship, or is this shipping twice?
Okay, so for those who only choose to back book 2, it will be ready next month, so it will be shipped in May. But for those of you who back 2 of them together, and I think there is a discount, then it would ship at one shot in July.
Okay. So what you're telling me is I'm gonna back again to get 2 now because I don't want to wait, but then I'm gonna keep doing this so I can just stack up, and I'll send Cy stuff so Cy can stop bitching about not knowing what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really love. Are you trying to share screen, Alex? What's happening here? I think Alex is about to drop, so I'm gonna bring mine back. I don't know what's going on with their connection today. So this is a great way for you to save a little bit of money and to save on shipping. But like we said, your shipping is like what, $8 to the States?
Yeah, we are still trying to keep it very affordable. So for book
you realize
1,
that your shipping is cheaper than most of the books that I back that are made here?
Yeah, we actually that's why we didn't charge for shipping even for overseas for book 1, because all we wanted to do is get our book out there. So we actually made no money on book 1 because shipping was free, and to ship to Switzerland and US it's quite expensive. But we for the second one we can't manage it anymore, which is why we charged a very nominal fee to get the books to you. So that our goal isn't money. Our goal is really to get the books to as many people as we possibly can, at as low a cost as we possibly can.
Look at Silver already looked into issue 6. So after you've completed issue 6, are you going to do a collected volume with all the extra goodies and concept art and stuff?
Yeah, that's in the works. Yeah, we have plans.
I also really want, and I know that you're wanting to get the books out quickly, every other month or so is what you guys have been really kind of focused on. I really want to see merchandise for this. So when you hit that Gucci collected edition, please let's talk before you go live with it, so we can talk about various kinds of perks and extras like prints and merchandise and all the fun stuff, because the artwork is far too beautiful and far too interesting to not have in a bunch of different ways. And we'll see if we can help out with that at all.
When Shae is not under a time pressure, I want to see her take on the mask, the helmet that we're looking at right now.
Yep,
And
that's
just-
going to be the one that I'm going to work on for 3.
And just take her absolute time and do
Yes.
like every little detail in it.
Yeah, for this bad boy.
And then we'll throw it on your campaign and sell it as a tier and make you guys some money.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that will be once I finish some of the fan art and stuff that I got going on, that's going to be one of my next projects. I think is getting a really good quality mask of this, and then we'll talk putting it up on the campaign or something along those lines. And whatever we make from that, I don't want any of. I want it to go to you guys. Like that, it's the small way that I can try and help support. So that's something that I'm going to work really hard on, and I want it all to go to you guys and the creative team.
Thank you so much, Shae. You're so nice. I'm really at a loss for words.
Okay, so moving on from the sentimental part, exactly. Go ahead, Shae.
So Nash wants to know if this was ever going to be a movie, who do you think would play Blaksol?
Some giant.
Wow.
You haven't just sat and thought about this?
The guy who plays Superman now, I kind of
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, yes, correct.
Nice.
Yeah, he's got that.
He's got that chin, yeah, because that's mostly what you see of Blaksol is his chin. He's got to have a good one.
Perfect fit. Yeah.
I can see that for sure.
Juliana, any take on who?
I actually have a different take on Blaksol. In fact, when we were creating it, my spelling of Blaksol was with a Q. So it was like BLAQSOL. Yeah. So you can see that we have like a different take on Blaksol, but we went with K. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any idea who you'd have play him? She was like, I was trying to sidestep this.
Someone, I don't know, someone darker skinned, I think, and handsome, ridiculously handsome. Piercing eyes, great body, 6-pack, ripped, brown skin, perfect.
Denzel. Okay.
I was gonna say like The Rock or something.
Ooh, he's gonna do the eye, and it's gonna look really weird in the mask. Like,
I mean, I don't think he's that bad.
maybe some guy you like The Rock, really?
I think he's a decent person, but as an actor, I'm not a fan. Not really a fan of his
Can
shows.
pull off the moves Blaksol can pull off. Someone with more counsel on.
The entire vibe I get from him is just a younger version of Mr. I have a very particular set of skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see a young Liam Neeson playing him.
Oh, okay.
I could see something
Dangerous, swarthy, not going to take anybody's shit. Yeah.
like that. He definitely does not take anyone's shit. It's he's just so, he's kind of terrifying, to be honest. Like reading this right here, he's like, I was born twice, once before the Fallout, then again in the Hive. It was a different Hive, but it reeked the same, and I was like, I mean, do you want a hug? I feel like you need a hug.
Yeah, he's a very sad boy, but he's very, very fierce.
Lloyd Burton says, just backed. Thanks for this stream and the info. I did not know about this project before. Lloyd, thank you so much for backing. And please, please, please share this out on whatever social media you have with whatever friends that you think might enjoy it. This is a book that definitely deserves everyone's eyes on it, and it's something that is, I mean, if you like action, if you like kind of that dystopian future
Gritty,
vibe,
post-apocalyptic.
yeah, like if you like cyberpunky type stuff, like all of that really kind of just fits in here because it's dingy and unforgiving, and it's freaking phenomenal. It's really good.
I'll say this before and I'll say this again. When I can pry this comic out of Shae's cold dead hand, I want to take a magnifying glass and just zoom in on these pages.
Yes.
Because like when we had you on the first time and we were pointing out the bodies just hanging off that
yes.
Right
that
there.
took me forever to even notice was there because I was so busy staring at how beautiful everything was, and I was like, those are people that are hanging.
Just pull it out and
was
read all the signs and shit. I mean, I love that.
Yeah, it's there's so much to see.
And Shae, you can go up and refresh. Just saying.
I will. I will happily. I know. Home button. Shut up. $64.28 US. Thank goodness. So you are now at 85.45 Singapore dollars.
Yay! Thank you.
That is awesome. Frog G says the level of detail is phenomenal. Silver says it has that early Ninja Turtles grittiness.
Yeah, it does.
I totally can see it, like serious Ninja Turtles before it got all like Sunday morning cartoon.
Back when it was a more adult title and it was all like really, really just gritty and all kinds of. It used to be nice, but yeah, this is so that.
Be nice. It was good at one point.
Yeah. Then it became a kids' cartoon, and that's why we can't have nice things. So never make Automartyr into a kids' cartoon. Just saying.
Yeah, don't do that.
But if they want to make it a video game like Fallout or
that's
this would be that'd be an amazing game. That is for damn sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so
did we already go over the perks? Every time I try to do
one
anything,
perk.
my StreamYard is crashing.
So you can get Automartyr 2 and 3. If you get this bundle, you are going to be waiting a little bit of time until 3 is done so they can ship it together. And that's because they're saving you shipping costs. So understand that. It's a little bit of a discount.
It's only 90 days. It's not years.
Yeah, we're literally talking you're waiting an extra 2 months. Like, that's not...
We have a vote
we're
for
used
Vin
to
Diesel.
waiting a year.
Late vote for Vin Diesel. I don't know. But those cheekbones, man. The cheekbones in that mask. I don't think Vin's got it.
Yeah. But see, that could also just be sculpted metal. Let's be because these cheekbones right here.
And I think Vin's a bit on the short side, no?
Wait,
Oh,
Yeah.
is he?
I think so.
Huh.
he's quite, you know.
He's 6 feet tall.
He's always he's big.
But he's shorter than Jason Statham, and he's shorter than The Rock. He's always the shorter one in all his movies. So.
Jason? Oh my god.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
Jason Statham is 5'10".
Oh, really?
Yes.
She's like, he looks so much smaller.
Vin
Why does he
Diesel.
look
Vin
smaller?
Diesel is 6 foot even, and The Rock. This can't be right. He can't be that tall.
6'3".
This says 6'5".
Oh, I could see that. That's why he's a rock. He's solid. He doesn't move.
Yeah, I mean he looks short next to the Undertaker at 6'10". But
Well, that's because the Undertaker is horrifyingly tall.
yeah, according to the Google, he's 6'5".
So, The Rock is as tall as me in my heels. Understood.
Okay. Yeah.
If I ever meet him, I'll make
Eye
sure
to
I'm
eye
wearing
with The
heels.
Rock, exactly.
I'm creeped out that I'm taller than Vin Diesel.
By
That's
an
weird.
inch.
It's still weird. Like, dude,
And
you were what?
I'm gonna-
Riddick. I shouldn't be taller than you.
I'm gonna guess that they're all taller than Juliana, so I wouldn't call them short to their faces.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I just see Juliana next to them being like, You're kind of short.
Walks up to Vin Diesel. You're you're no Jason Statham, and he's like, I'm several inches taller than him.
Oh goodness. All right, so you can get Automartyr #1, and like Juliana has already said, you can add on books 2 and 3. Yeah, see, I'm with Frog G. That's what I plan on doing. Get the bundle and then back again to get book 2 sooner, since we are impatient, and then back at once, back at twice, back at 3 times a lady, and let's get it much higher because they wholeheartedly deserve it. And this is one of the best quality and cheapest campaigns that I have seen out there.
Oh, look at that, 19 US.
$19.
And it's bigger than a floppy.
It is beautiful. Like, just go back it, damn it.
Go back it. Do it.
Go back. Do it right now. You will disappoint Shae and CY if you do not. Just saying. All right, so then we also have, obviously, you can get #2, which I plan on doing when I'm not going to dox myself and do so. So I can get it sooner because I really want it, like, right now. For $30 US, you can get that amazing poster in A3 size, which is substantial. I'm trying to remember how big A3 was. That was...
You just did the graphic to everyone.
I know. That's why I was trying to remember off of the graphic.
Hold on, let me pull up your own Twitter.
Thank you. If you could, that would be wonderful. Nash says, back him and you'll get a full bag of badass awesomeness. Yeehaw. I like the yeehaw at the end. I feel like it sells it.
What size did we say?
A3.
Okay, A3. Why is the graphic describing how big these things are so tiny? Doesn't make sense.
Screen pull from something else. Why are you blind? Be less blind.
I'm putting on my glasses. Shut up.
Okay.
A3. This is in millimeters.
Though next to it, there's millimeters and inches.
Not in the graphic I pulled up. So A3 is 11.7 by 16.5.
So it's basically 11 by 17. You're basically getting an 11 by 17. Slightly smaller and slightly larger in areas, but it's 11 by 17 for the most part. Are you gonna offer the cover art in a poster for all of the covers?
Yeah, at some point of time. So currently not, but we as we go on, yeah. So we think it's actually better to do it and ship it at one shot.
Yeah, because it's huge and wow, it costs a lot to get to the US. Yeah. So that would be something that'd be really cool to see if you guys do that collected edition and then be like, you can get the print bundle, because honestly, the way that you have the covers designed is so like striking. It's definitely like graphic design kind of feel to it. So that's something that I look forward to, is getting a poster along with it, because that would just, I mean, it'd be really cool to put up in like a den somewhere, or some, like, I'd put it up in the guest room. Somebody comes, stays at my house, and be like, just so you know, this is the kind of place you're staying at. Put the masks under all of them. Be like, yeah, don't mess, okay? Also, if you want good reading, the collected edition is on the nightstand. Enjoy. And then you get Blaksol Thanks You. So this is kind of the big Gucci tier, and you've had 15 claimed of this, which is awesome. How long are you keeping this up?
As long as we still have copies of book 1, it's more of a perk for backers who feel generous to help us a little. So we left it there.
I like it. I like it. And I like how you guys did this. Your name will appear on our website in the Pulpstar supporter honor roll.
Yeah, so
Which
for everyone who's backed us, you can actually see your name on Pulpstar.com. So if you click on About, your names are all up there. Shae, yours is like right up there top.
yes!
Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome. So that's a really cool kind of thing because that's like a continuous like thank you. It's not a we printed it in one book and then that was it. Like it's ongoing thanks, which I think is
we'll remember our backers. I mean, everyone who supported us, we won't forget them. We want to keep their names there, just so we know who backed us, and it's cool. These are very key.
And if things go well for us, we want to thank everybody who supported us on this journey. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. All right, so that is a very streamlined set of tiers, but all of these you can get, you have add-ons for, so you can get the other books if you're missing any of them. Just keep in mind, if you're adding in book 3, that is going to delay your shipment until book 3 is done and ready to ship. So I still recommend getting the featured tier, but if you're like me and very impatient, then like just go back book 2 because why not? Like you should, you'll enjoy it. It'll be worth it. And yeah, see, I also agree with Silver. That's why I was saying like merchandising and stuff, maybe a little bit down the line. A black T-shirt for each cover would be cool. Those would be awesome to be able to get. The Automartyr down the side with the really like graphic faces that are super close up and everything. That would be badass on a T-shirt. I would happily wear that everywhere.
We'll think of all those when I think after we've completed the books and perhaps we get maybe a slightly bigger fan base. And definitely on the table. Yeah.
Absolutely. So everyone, please share this out. And if you have any other questions, I need you to get them in the chat quickly because we are getting close to ending. I did want to see anything else that you really wanted to kind of talk about or highlight when it comes to these this extension of the initial campaign. Putting you on the spot.
No, I think we've highlighted everything. Just go back it.
Go back it.
Go back
it. I just like putting you guys on the spot and then watching you both go. Do you got it? Do you got it? Do I got it? I gotta say something? You got it though, right? Like it's you, me, you. It's okay. As always, I love having you guys on. You guys have some of the most amazing work that I've seen anywhere, but you guys also are you're such sweet people with such great personalities, and it's so fun to have you guys on. Alex, do you have any other questions, or are you questioned out?
I'm doing things.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Thanks for doing things during the show.
There are things to be done.
Okay. I think I know what you're doing, but I'm just gonna. Do I gotta wait? That's my question.
You should wait.
I should wait. Okay, so I was right about what you're doing. Got you. So you guys are doing all 6, and that were you trying to get them all out this year, or are you trying to get them?
We are
trying to do it this year. We're really trying, but we're not sure if we can. We'll try, but we don't want the quality to suffer. So we'll see.
We're used to, in the crowdfunding biz over here, getting maybe 2 comics from a creator a year. So you guys are already doing pretty damn good. I think everyone will understand if you go into the beginning of 22. But you guys are doing phenomenal, and I think that I could probably very easily speak for most everyone who's seen it. Do not suffer the quality. to get it out quicker because the quality is phenomenal. And I am going to go back to book 1 and I'm going to just mull over the pages for many, 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 many times. Like lots of hours because there's so much to see in there. And it will hold me over until whenever I get the next installment. And I think that as they grow, looking at how much you guys have already done your callbacks, you've already had your Easter eggs, and you've kind of brought such a high level of detail that you'll read something and go, oh my gosh, I'm going to go back 2 pages and be like, he did do that there. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. When I get to book 2, I almost guarantee there's going to be stuff in book 2 that I'm going to be like, wait, did that happen in book 1? Go back through and be like, oh, son of a bitch, it did happen in book 1. Like, you're going to just constantly going back and forth through all of these books. That the more that we get out there, the more there is to mull over. So
you know what? I'm going to have to do it after the stream because I got to relink everything back to the business account since this is, yeah.
You're doing great. It's okay.
I tried.
You did try. And Silver, I wholeheartedly agree with. Please, everybody who is watching, go spread the word. This is one of the best comics that I have seen. Definitely needs to get out there. And Silver wanted to know if you guys consider doing a possible comic store perk where you sell multiple copies of the issues so local comic book shops can purchase them and put them up in their stores.
Oh, this is a tough one to get to the US. So I've been trying to do that, but I think we have a couple of major distributors and it's actually really hard to get into the stores without the distribution channel. So we're trying to crack that one. It's tough.
Right.
But if there's any one of you who can help us with, stores that would like to take our books on, we're happy to do it. Yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
I think that's what he's really asking about is like selling like 5 copies of the books and getting some kind of like a retail discount or like 10 copies or whatever you guys choose to do. Some campaigns do that so the comic book shops themselves, because getting into Diamond or there's one other one, the distributors in the U.S. is impossible. It just is. People have tried for years and they can't. So going to the comic book shops directly by offering that kind of a bulk discount on your books is something that some, like I said, some campaigns think about doing, just something to put in your brain.
And some people have actually had some success. Like I know that there's been copies of crowdfunding campaigns that have been purchased and put in a local comic book store and then sold within that comic book store, and so it makes it worthwhile for the store owner who kind of invested in you guys, because they make their money back with a little bit of a profit, but it also helps you because they're buying in bulk ahead of time. So it might be something to consider. And if it's a matter of just shipping like 5 books to the US to one place, or 10 books to one place, then it's on them to do the resell.
Okay. Would a customer that walks into a comic store in the US be willing to pay like 18 USD for a book?
Yes.
They would? Okay.
Yeah, it depends on what the book is, but especially when you have people that know what it is, that can say like, yeah, that's a new indie book from this group that's coming up from Singapore, and it's bigger than a floppy and it's got a lot of stuff in it, and here's everything that you're getting with it. A lot of people are down for rare collectible type stuff, and that's kind of how this is viewed. It's a really good collectible. I go into comic book shops, and I mean, we pay $4 or $5 for a floppy that has 10 ads in it. And then tells me that I'm a terrible person because I like to wear high heels and lipstick and I should be shunned for it. So, like, if people are going to pay $5 for that crap that has mostly ads and then a whole bunch of really stupid propaganda that's being shoved down your throat, having something like this that is action centered and really good storytelling and really like adrenaline pumping, there's no reason that shouldn't be able to sell well. So something to consider if you do the math and it's like, hey, we're able to send a bulk like to, for comic book shops at a little bit of a discount or something, and it works, so where they can still make a profit. There's no reason that people wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm down for it. It's just a matter of knowing what it is that they're getting into,
Mm-hmm.
So having somebody who's willing to sell it, like a comic store owner who understands the story or what's going on through that. But I mean, a lot of you guys have local comic book stores that are looking specifically for indie comics that they can bring in to have like kind of that upper hand in the market or to have something unique. So if you know of a comic book shop that might be interested, definitely hit them up, ask, see if it's something that they're willing to maybe take a chance on, especially if you've read it and can tell them how absolutely amazing it is. And then get them in touch with Juliana and Somjai, and I'm sure they'll be able to work something out. So definitely spread the word. Tell all of your friends. Tell your grandmother. Tell whoever. I kind of want to back this again and send it to my dad. I feel like my dad would get an absolute kick out of it. He is a hardcore action flick junkie. Like, he's the reason that I'm into action shows, is because he loves them so much. So if you've got anyone like that in your family, get this for them. This could be a phenomenal gift for a lot of people. I'm just saying. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us again.
Thank you for having us, Shae. Yeah.
Every time. Literally every time. Like, just let me know before you hit live. Like, before you're like, oh, we've already added 2 and 3. Like, let me know before that point so I can actually get you guys on. See, like Silver saying, oh, it's a Father's Day gift. That's exactly what I was thinking, actually. I think I'm going to have to get 1 and 2. And so I can send 1 to my dad for Father's Day, but still have book 1. Like, I'm not giving up book 1. He just might get this book 1 that is currently in my home. But that's because I will be getting another book 1.
Give him the barely used book 1.
The gingerly opened and the don't drool on it. That one. He gets that one. Thank you guys again so much. Thank you everyone in the chat for hanging out, and everyone who came and checked out this in progress attempt at a mask. They're going to get better, I promise, because I'm not going to wait until 3 hours before the stream to try and build one and let it dry. And I am getting a teensy bit high off of paint fumes because, it's
the best way to stream.
Woo! So ready for it. And of course, thank you, as always, to my co-host Alex, without whom the stream wouldn't have happened because I was doing something. So Cy had to do all of the other things to make a stream happen.
Thank you, Alex.
Happy to do it.
All right, guys. Oh, and I'm freezing. That's great. My internet's
I'll take care of it. Thank you so much for coming. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.